Ahoy! My name is Kurt and welcome to my channel. I am always on the lookout for new projects and stuff I haven't tried yet, and I've been watching tabletop DIY videos for quite some time now. Even though I don't play tabletop myself, I find these videos incredibly inspiring. I love the creativity behind tabletop gaming. I've got a few more videos like this one planned. If you don't want to miss them, make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell icon. Thank you for your support. Now let's continue with the video. So, I found these Marvel figures and wanted to turn them into small snail, snake, alien warriors. And of course I had to remove the legs, and using some fire, I heated and shaped the material. To shape the tail or remaining body, I used thermoplastic. These small beads become soft in hot water and retain their shape once cooled. I got this 2-component power clay because I couldn't find a better material quickly. You only have about 5 to 10 minutes to work with after mixing it, but it becomes quite brittle after a few minutes, making it a bit tricky to handle. It's not the easiest material to work with, and I've already found better materials. Adding some water makes the material easier to work with, but it becomes very sticky and imprecise as a result. So I shaped a head as best as I could and hoped the material wouldn't dry too quickly. It was all very stressful. The transition from figure to thermoplastic is of course way too harsh. To smooth it out, I simply used metal pliers and some heat. I heated the pliers in a flame and spread the material so that the transitions were no longer visible. This also gave the surface an interesting texture. Once dry, I shaped the eyes a bit more by hollowing them with an engraving tool. I gave the body a texture with the help of window color. There's also puffy paint, it should work just as well. The characters should have different surface textures to make them more distinct from each other. The figures, of course, need a base to stand securely, and for that I used the cheapest method available. I simply glued 2 wooden discs together using wood glue. Okay, good. The figures and the base needed a few hours to dry, so I went to bed and continued in the morning. I grabbed small gemstones and beads and glued them onto the figures with superglue. I also made small backpacks for both of them out of 1mm and 4mm thick craft foam. Small openings and gaps can be easily sealed with superglue and baking soda. My alien snails were ready to be painted, so I primed them first with black matte paint and later again with white matte paint. Unfortunately, I only have acrylic paints and no paints specifically for miniatures, but I think for starters acrylic paint is okay-ish. I used nail polish remover to remove the spray paint layers from the belly's front bead. With paint markers I added highlights and details here and there. With white acrylic paint I highlighted surface details here and there, breaking up the uniform color scheme a bit. I simply glued the figures with hot glue onto the wooden discs and spread some craft glue on the surface. In the wet craft glue, I sprinkled sand and let it dry for a few minutes. Using black ink and some wood stain mixed with water, I could highlight the recessed areas of the figures. I repeated the process but let the mixture dry completely in between. I gave the base a rough coat of wood stain and I painted the outer edge with a black foil marker. I made 4 more figures and one of them ended up with a head that was way too big. I quickly fixed that. The material is really easy to carve. Later I could attach some craft moss to the base using craft glue and enhance the all-over look. I then crafted a small potion bottle and attached it to the warrior's hand. I wanted to add more details to the figures. For example, one of them should control fire, another water and one electricity. I cut lightning bolts out of transparent packaging material and attached them with UV resin to the character's hand. I painted the material with markers and window color. In the end, it unfortunately didn't look like lightning, but more like vines or weeds. But hey, it somehow works too. Snails have a shiny surface and my snail characters are not shiny looking at all, but with the help of acrylic varnish I can easily change that. However, I only roughly applied the varnish so that they don't shimmer and shine completely. I thought that looked cooler somehow. And there you have it. We've reached the end of this video. I present to you my 6 snail, snake, alien warriors crafted from Marvel figures. In my next video I will create a small scene for my 6 warriors. I would be very happy if you join me again. Thank you for tuning in and staying with me until the very end. Hopefully we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, take care.